In this video, I'm going to talk about the mindset and how it pertains to life, health, and fitness. Part 4 or part 3, one of those. I'll let it be known in the title. So I have my notes here. So I'm going to be pretty much organized so I can get through this pretty good. I'm not going to be too long and hold up your time. So here we go. All right. So chase to rise above your fears. Chase to rise above your fears. Well, in life, when you are trying to get over that hump and the things that we do in life, one thing we got to do is to be able to conquer your fear. Now, I understand there are fears that we have, and that's usually the place we got to go. But there's also fears of things that we have where we're trying to overcome something and we need to, rise above it. And when you're trying to accomplish things in life, we're going to be fearful because that's just who we are as people. We're going to be fearful a lot of things, but one of the best feelings in the world is to be able to conquer that fear and rise above it. I mean, I can't really tell you how many times that has happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to you too as well. So chase and rise above your fears. All right. Chase to rise above your fears. So, yeah, I just made that mistake. And yes, I'm keeping this on this video. Chase to rise above your fears. What I mean is, chasing doesn't mean also to chase after money, chase after this. No. Whatever it is you're going to do in life, and that's what you want to do and you have passion for and you have love for it and it's what makes you happy and it's not considered work, chase it. That's what you're supposed to do. Of course, you pray and you do those other things. And, from a spiritual perspective, those things will come upon you, but you also got to put in some work. So part of the work is chase. And I think a lot of it is they said, when you're from a spiritual perspective, because I am a spiritual person, but from a spiritual perspective, when I talk about when you're chasing things, when you're chasing something from a spiritual perspective, I want to make sure I'm clear with that. When you're chasing something, that's something that you probably want to do or set out for you. It's probably your gift. It's probably your talent. It's probably a lot of different things that pertains to you and what makes you in life. So when you're chasing and rising above, chase to rise above your fears, you want to get out there and just go after it. All right. And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be fearful of things because that's what makes you who you are. You won't know who you truly are until you rise above that fear. All right. It's pretty quite simple. It's not complicated, guys. So I'm just going to move on to the next one. All right, cool. Hold yourself accountable in health and habits. Hold yourself accountable in health and habits. All right. Well, this is one I can talk on in life, health, and fitness. Hold yourself accountable, meaning that in life, if you make a mistake, admit it. If you said something to someone that was mean and you didn't think it was mean, and then you went home and you thought about it and you was like, you know what, that wasn't right. That wasn't cool. Well, hold yourself accountable and have that conversation with that person, in health. If you're trying to eat healthy and you're trying to line up your daily plans and things that you're trying to do when it comes to your fruits and your vegetables and stuff, and you stepped off that calendar or that plan that you was trying to do, it's okay. Just hold yourself accountable and just don't do it again, right? It's not rocket science, people, all right? Holding yourself accountable in health, fitness, and in habits is really the core of who you are. It's the core of what makes who you are or makes up who you are. I mean, it really is. So when you're honest with yourself, you'll be honest with others. And that's in life. When it comes to health, when you're honest with yourself, when it comes to what you put in your body, right? Because they say the body is a temple, right? When you do those things, what tends to happen is you become a lot more honest, not only with yourself, but the people that are around you. They're going to notice certain things about you. And usually when you speak, they're going to listen. They're going to be like, yo, it's something different coming out of your mouth. I don't know. It's just things are just different about you. That's because you're holding yourself accountable, being honest with yourself. Or when you do that, you notice you'll tend to lose body fat. You'll tend to lose some weight. You'll have more energy. You're more positive. You're more active. You're probably, you're multitasking, right? And people are watching all the time, just like you're watching me on this camera, holding notes and trying to switch my, I know y'all doing that, but yeah, people are watching you, man. So when you're holding yourself accountable, yes, by all means, people are going to see you. Just like there are people probably in these houses looking at me, walking down the steps here, or looking out their windows, watching me hold up selfie stick and my phone, and I'm looking into a camera, and they're like, man, this dude is out here at least 2-3 times a week, holding myself accountable and being consistent with it. And after a while, it was a little bit nerve-wracking. I ain't gonna front. It was. I wasn't used to holding a selfie stick, talking into a camera, and people just looking at me. But now it got to a point where people are used to seeing me out here doing this. So they must be like, yo, he must be saying something good. So once again, in health, that's what happens, because, they're looking at me and they're seeing, probably got a haircut, I'm slimming down because I'm getting ready for, the summer, and I'm slimming down, trying to eat right and do the things that I got to do to make sure I feel good for the summer. Because if it's on me a hot one, I don't want to be carrying all this weight, that's for sure. And I'm sure you guys feel the same way, right? So with that being said, in health, man, it's going to change your whole vibrancy, or as some people say, chakras. It's going to change everything about you, when holding yourself accountable in health. Now, in fitness, if you're over 40, I think that's going to be a running thing. If you're over 40 in fitness, you definitely better hold yourself accountable. Don't be sitting up here going out there to some gym, watching people lift these weights. Know you're behind ain't been in that gym in about a year or two. Talk about, yeah, man, I'm still strong. Yeah, I can do this and I can do that. And then, and then turn around and you get out there and then you hurt yourself. Trust me, guys, I worked in the gym and as a personal trainer for about 15 years, man. Yeah, I see it all the time, man. I'm like, watch, look. They're gonna hurt themselves. Look. And sure enough, if it ain't that day, it's usually the next day. Because you just stepped into the gym and you just gonna start lifting weights like you've been doing this all day or for the last year or so. So guys, hold yourself accountable. Start small. I don't care if you're doing push-ups on your knees. Fellas, stop being macho. Get on your damn knees and do your push-ups until you get strong. I was one of the biggest macho kind of guys, man. I ain't gonna front. When I would work out, I'm not gonna front, man. I'm gonna be truthful with you. Can I be honest with y'all real quick with me? When I would work out, I would, watch a video and work out, right? So when I was with Beachbody, and I seen guys doing, and they're in shape, man. They did all the work already. So they're just doing this for a video to record so people like me can get fit. So they're doing push-ups, what do you call those things? When you're jumping up and down, you hit the floor and you jump all the way up. Oh man, burpees. Oh, when I was doing burpees, oh my goodness. So I'm sitting up here, I'm trying to keep up with them in the video. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? Is it making sense, guys? So if you're over 40, be honest with yourself. Like I said in my notes, hold yourself accountable. Do push-ups on your knees. If you can't squat all the way down, squat halfway down. If you can't do a pull-up, just grab onto the bar if you're in the gym and just hang. You'll get there eventually, So stop acting and moving in fitness. Stop acting and moving like you've been doing this for years. Now, I told you I could still bench 225. You damn right I can. If I get on the bench right now, I could bench 225. The problem is after I bench 225. That's the problem. How I'm going to feel and what's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 days with my over 40-year-old self. So hold yourself accountable, guys. Be honest with yourself. If you make a mistake, own up to it. When it's health, fitness, or just in life, with your habits, hold yourself accountable. If you're going to eat a certain time of day, if you're going to work out a certain time of day, if you're going to work out, how many times per week, hold yourself accountable. It's okay to make a mistake. Or I would say, make a bad decision. A mistake is something you do that you already know is wrong. So yeah, I guess this will be a mistake. It's okay to make a mistake in that. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next one. Go with what you love. It may not last long, but you'll be happy. Go with what you love. It may not last long, but you will be happy. In other words, would you rather do something that you love and like for 10 years, but you didn't plan it out? Someone else was controlling it. Or would you rather go your route and go your way, right? And it lasts for 5 years or 6 years. I was watching an interview. I think it was Arsenio Hall, right? He has this book out, right? I heard it's pretty good. He has this book out, and he was talking about like the times that the times that was going on. What's up, bro? All right. Just getting my film on, man. Just doing my thing. What's up? Yeah, man. Just trying to be positive. That's it, man. That's where it's at, bro. All right, brother. Yeah. I'm back to that. See, getting used to it, guys. I was like, oh snap! I saw him. Anyway, I was watching our City Hall interview, and he was talking about the book that he wrote and how the struggles and things he had to do to make that show happen. Man, that joint was off the chain, man. Listen, I didn't know, because you never know, because that back in those days you didn't have access to the behind the scenes and stuff. So now you're hearing it now, and he was saying, listen, during the times of the Arsenio Hall show when he was doing it, what happened with him was he said the station or the production company or whoever you call it, Paramount, whatever it was, had wanted him to do it this way. They wanted certain singers and performers and actors on the show, but he was like, no, let's do something different, and he pretty much started a whole new chain of how late night talk show goes, because he had people like Snoop Dogg on there for the first time. I didn't even know, and I remember watching the show. It was this little kid that was performing right at the beginning of the show. Come to find out, that was Bruno Mars. I didn't even know. I was like, oh snap. So what my point is what I'm saying is that do the things that you love and make sure you take care of the things that you love and go about it in the way that you plan out. Don't let nobody control what you want to do and how you want to lay it out. Now, they can give support. They can give you, some advice and this and this and that. You don't have to take everybody's advice. I mean, come on, guys. Like, no. But what you need to do is make sure you follow your plan. Just like I'm out here doing my thing. Follow what you do. You don't have to take on everybody's advice. Do what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to go back to what I said before. I'll go back to this. I'm going to read this again. Go with what you love. It may not last long, but you'll be happy. And lasting long, you could do it for 20, 30 years. You could do it to the day you die, right? It may not last long, but at least you've done it your way, right? Now, I come from more of a spiritual background, so I like to do things, from a spiritual place. So I put the Most High first in everything I do. So if I'm doing it that way and I have discernment and I know that these are the directions I need to go, I'm going to do it my way. Damn all of that. So I'm not going out. Listen, I'm not doing that, man, for real. I'm not going to listen to everybody and what they have to say and what they feel I need to do, because you're not on my journey. You're with me for a season, but you're not with me on my journey the entire time. Nah. So, and people don't be in your life like that, that long. All right, cool. And we're going to go with one more here. Surround yourself with people smarter than you. Never be the smartest one in the room. Yeah, it's a lot of debate on that one. Yeah. Surround yourself around smart people. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You got to, man. Like, I've always come to the belief that when you surround yourself with people who are more smarter than you, who are more, how do you say, more experienced than you, who got more time in and what you're doing and what you love and the genre that you're in. Yeah, man. Like, for instance, when it comes to life, right? There are YouTubers out here who are monetized and just got monetized and doing very well. And they're speaking about like how you do it. So I'm going to take some of their advice. I'm not going to do what they do, but I'm going to take some of their advice. Why? Because they have more experience than I do. So it's the same thing in life. It's okay to take advice from people, but make sure they're actually doing better than you. So for instance, I'm a personal trainer for 20 years. I'm over 40 years old. If you're over 40, I'm over 40 years old. Would you take an advice from someone who is 25? Leave it in the comments. And listen, be honest. Be honest. I may not look the most fittest. Well, maybe, to some people. But think about it. I'm over 40 and I've been in personal training. I've been in fitness for over 20 years. All right. Now, that doesn't mean the 25-year-old doesn't have anything to share and gain. But I've been through some injuries and ups and downs in life, man, a lot more longer than the average 25-year-old. Right. So that's the part that I'm trying to talk about. When it comes to health, same thing. It's not really an age thing. It's really the experiences. Go with someone when it comes to health and what you put in your body, whatever it is that you have a problem with. And when it comes to eating, whether it's too much bread or too much of this or too much of that, or, you have like you're eating too much salt or you're not drinking enough water. Well, listen to people and take advice from people who had those same experiences. Don't just be jumping all over the place, because this is where you're going to get confused. So if you know what you have a problem with, seek out the advice to where that problem lies. And that'll shorten your learning curve a little bit, and you'll be able to move forward and move faster in life. All right. When it comes to fitness, it's the same thing. When you're in fitness, really, when you work out, right, take advice from someone who actually has done it. Now, yeah, I may not look the fittest, but I am fit. I can do a lot more than what the average person. My client, I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick. One time I was training my client, and I ain't gonna front, I was a little bit out of shape. But my client was like, hey, Mike, why don't you work out with us? And I was like, I don't think you want to do that. And they looking at me like, yeah, you should work out with us. I think it'll be, a good idea to, work out with us and stuff. I was like, all right, cool. So I started working out. I started doing the same exercises they was. Now, I thought I was going to be like huffing and puffing hard, but what I was giving them was pretty easy. So I started working out with them, and I went at my pace, and I tell them to keep up. Man, these people were sucking wind, sweating, drenching, everything. And they was like, when it was all said and done, they were like, okay, Mike, yeah, we're never going to ask you to work out with us ever again. Yeah. When did we work out again? Friday? Okay, cool. Yeah. Please just come like your regular. Don't come with your workout clothes. Yeah, exactly. Because I've been there. I know what it's like. I've done a gazillion squats. I've done a gazillion push-ups. I've benched a gazillion times. So trust me, I know what the hell I'm doing, and I know what's going on. So it's the same thing with people. If you're in the gym and you see someone that has the physique, or you see someone that has the, the body or the knowledge or the personality, that's huge, right? When you see someone who has these types of things in life, seek out advice from them, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's at the gym, however, wherever it is you're at in life. Yeah, seek out that, man, because I think you're going to benefit greatly when you seek out people and things that pertain to exactly what it is that you have, a problem with or an issue with and things of that nature. Okay. I think I missed the part here. Holding yourself accountable. No, I did that. That's go with what you love. It may not last long, but you'll be happy. I forgot. I'm going to add the health part to that. Sorry, guys. My fault, because I was rambling. I was going on. With the health part, go with what you know. Go with what you know. It may not last long, but you'll be happy. That was the Arsenio part I was telling you about, just to give you a quick reminder. All right, in the health part, go with what you know. All right. So in other words, if you have a plan that you have in terms of how you're going to eat, and what you're going to put in your body, and you've been doing it and it's been working, go for it. Don't tweak it. Don't change it. If it's working, keep going with it. You know, you heard of that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That part. So I see it all the time. People will go and get it right, you know, and then turn around and feel that they need to get more and more advice, and then pretty much roll right out of this the system that they done put together and work so hard putting together. Yo, man, guys, it's not rocket science, man. When you figure it out, you got a system, stay with it, stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can add to it, but don't change it. It doesn't make sense. All right, when it comes to fitness, once again, if you are starting to do push-ups, right? For example, if you're starting to do push-ups, right? Do 5 the first day. After you do 5, if you're going to do 5 like the day after, or the next day or the day after, do 7. Don't do 5 the first day, and then 2 days later you're trying to go for 15. It doesn't make sense, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to do wide push-ups with your hands so wide and then turn around, I want to do military push-ups. No, perfect the wide push-ups. Another example, squats. If you can squat down and your hips are not going as low down to where the bending of your knees are, don't go down there so quickly. Start with a half squat and then work on your stretching and then build up to it. But don't do a half squat day 1 and then the day after, or the next day or the day after, now you want to go deep down in your squat. You're going to hurt yourself. Start small, okay? So I'm going to read that again. Go with what you love. It may not last long, but you'll be happy. Yes, because in fitness, a lot of the things that you do in the beginning, it's not going to last long because your muscles are going to get stronger. Your body is going to get stronger. So you're going to end up changing. So you're going to end up adding more weights, more reps, and things of that nature. So, duh. So once again, so that was the health part and the fitness part of that. All right, guys, I've talked enough, and I am going to get out of here. Just to let you know, I am an online fitness coach, health and fitness coach. And what I do is I pretty much design programs for people who are over 40 and up, or over 50 and up. If you're looking to get started, you know, in your fitness journey, and you want to like have a nice, comfortable way of like breaking it in, if it's your first time, or if you haven't done it in a while and you're looking to, you know, restart that. Well, summertime is coming. Hit me up at mikesfitnesscorner@gmail.com. You know, or you can click on the link in the description or in the comments to sign up for a one-on-one free, you know, call, so we can kind of sit down and talk and try to get things straight. And we're gonna, basically it's about life. Don't give me your personal stuff, but basically it's about life, fitness, and health, and how are we gonna bring all this together. That's what the mindset is, guys, and that's it. I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.